Dr. King here with Movewise Chiropractic. Really excited to take you through today's flow to one of my favorite places in Arcata, California. There's a few things we need to go over today as we're doing this flow. Remember, there is no one-size-fits-all movement for every single person. We're all different, we're all built differently, and we're all capable of different things at different points in our lives. So as we are going through these movements, and if you feel pain, it doesn't mean stop, it doesn't mean think. You may need to shorten the range of motion of the movement. You may need to modify the movement so it suits your body. Or you may need to avoid the movement altogether. But you're going to have to think about that. Listen to your body. Do what feels right. If something doesn't feel right, think about it and modify it how you need to. Otherwise, let's get right into it, and thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for joining me today. We are going to start with some deep breathing. So feet together. We are going to do a posterior pelvic tuck. You're going to take a big breath in, big breath out. This is going to draw your ribs down to your hips, so your rib cage is over your hips. Now, let's get ready for our breathing. One hand on the chest, one hand on the belly. Big Buddha breath in, but you are breathing down into the pinky. Big breath, hold it, let it go. Big exhale. Breath two. Big breath in all the way down to that pinky finger. You're going to hold it, let it go. Now, as we breathe in, we are making sure that our shoulders are not rising towards our ears. Big breath in all the way down to the pinky. Hold it, let it go. Big exhale. We're going to do breath number 4 here. Big breath in, but remember, those shoulders are not rising. We're holding it. Exhale, let it go. Big inhale. The deepest breath you've ever taken. Fill your belly up. Big breath in, let it go. Big exhale. Big breath in. Breath number 6. You're breathing way down low into the belly button. Hold it, let it go. Big breath in. Breath number 7. Nice wide breath into the belly. Hold it and exhale. Breath number 8 here. Big breath. You're breathing nice and wide. You're breathing forwards, to the sides, and backwards, all direction. Hold it, let it go. Big breath in. Remember, you are breathing into a cylinder in all directions. Your stomach, your sides, and your back. Hold it, let it go. This is our last breath here. The biggest, the deepest, the largest breath you have ever taken. Stand tall. Hold it. Exhale. Set your intention for today's practice. Let's start by crossing all of our fingers and pointing our index fingers up toward the sky. We are going to bring our arms up over our heads, keeping our biceps on our ears, and we are pushing our feet into the ground. Remember, where there is a pull, there must be a push. You are breathing nice and wide in all directions, from the belly to the back to the sides. We are going to begin by warming up our spine and our lateral tissues just by gently rocking side to side. Nothing crazy. Just getting some movement, checking in with ourselves, and seeing how we're feeling overall. Remember, you're pushing the feet into the ground, pulling the arms up overhead. Next up, we're going to add in some rotation. So same thing. Just rotate side to side. You can bring your hips with it if you need to. Just check in with yourself. See how you're feeling. How's the body moving today? Let's go ahead and get ready to return to center. Good. Let's take a nice wide stance. We are getting into our horse stance. We are going to work on mobilizing and activating our feet. So we started off with breathing. Now we're going to move down to the feet. So it's a nice wide stance. Drop the butt down about 2 inches. Just squat straight down. Let's bring the hands together. We're going to start by lifting our right foot, bringing the heel toward the sky, dropping it back down. Let's go ahead and drive it back up. All 5 toes remain in contact with the ground. Drop the heel down. Let's push it back up, heel to the sky. Remember, you're still breathing. You're not holding your breath. Drop that heel back down. 2 more reps. All 5 toes in contact with the ground. We're breathing nice and wide. Drop the heel. Let's bring it right back up. So our last rep on our right side. Good. Go ahead and relax. Now we're going to move on to the left. Right away, drive that heel up to the sky. All 5 toes in contact with the ground. Good. Here's number 2. Really drive that foot on the ground. Really focus. See where your weight distribution is. Is all your weight going to the inside of your foot, going to the outside, or is it nice and center? This is our last rep. Let's drive that heel up towards the sky. Good. Now we are going to work on lateral translation. So driving our feet side to side. So we're going to do our right foot, drive it up, totally plantar flex as far as comfortable. Now we're going to go out to the 9 o'clock position. Bring it back to the 3. We are doing our best to only move our foot side to side. We don't want any rotation. We don't want any forwards and backwards. Only that foot is moving side to side. You're driving your toes into the ground. You're breathing. Good, let's switch sides. Bring that left heel up, driving the toes into the ground. We're going to push our heel to the inside, 3 o'clock position. Now drive the heel to the outside, to that 9 o'clock position. Let's breathe. Good, let's check, see how we're feeling. We want to make sure our knees are not moving around all crazy. We don't have excessive motion anywhere, really, except for the foot. The ankle is where our movement focus is. Now we're going to do both feet together. Let's drive both heels up toward the sky. Really focus here. Really drive those feet into the ground. Gently set the heels back down. We're going to do it. This is rep number 2. So remember, we're breathing. Nice, solid base by driving our toes into the ground. We are creating stability by taking nice, big breaths. Good. Let's drop those heels down to the ground. Bring them right back at driving those toes into the ground. All 5 toes are in contact with the ground. Now, this might be really difficult. If you're feeling a little unstable, don't go as high. Just go as high as you feel comfortable doing today. Good. Let's breathe wide all directions. Drop those heels slowly down to the ground. Good. This is our last rep. Looking straight ahead, driving the toes into the ground. Focus, breathe, exhale. Drop those heels down to the ground. Oh, I lied. I lost count. We got one more rep. Just keep it going. Good, drop those heels down. That was our last rep. Go ahead, shake it out. Nice little shake. Next, we are going to focus on movement of the spine. We are going to start with our feet together. We are going to be doing what are called cervical cars, but first, we need to set our ribs down to our hips. You're going to take a big breath in. You're going to exhale. Get those ribs over the hips. Once you're good, make some fists. You're going to tuck your chin to your chest. We're going to start by going over our left shoulder. Get that chin across the collarbone. Now you're bringing that left ear over the shoulder using your chin as your guide. I want you to look where you're going. So now you're looking over your right shoulder, right chin to right shoulder. Take your time, nice and slow. Feel the movement. Get the chin to the right clavicle, back to center. Now we're just going to flip it, go the other direction. So drag your chin across your clavicle. Bring the ear and nose over the right shoulder. Using your chin as your guide, you are looking where you're going. So you're looking up behind you. You are now looking over your left shoulder, bringing the chin down to that left clavicle. Good. Feel every vertebra moving individually. Excellent. Going back another rep. Going over that left shoulder. So your ear, your nose, your chin are going over the shoulder as comfortable as you can get it. We're looking back behind us. We are seeing that tree behind us, bringing the right chin to that right shoulder. Now we are going to stop here and we're going to flip it, go back the other direction. So you're bringing that ear over the shoulder. Excellent. Using the chin as your guide, you are looking where you're going. So you're looking over your left shoulder. Bring that chin to the left clavicle. Return to center. Excellent. Our next focus is going to be on the movement of our thoracic and lumbar spine. So feet together. Cross your arms over your shoulders. We're going to again make sure that our ribs are over our hips. So let's double check that real fast. Breath in, breath out, exhale. Draw those ribs down over the hips. Feet together. Now we're going to cross our arms. Doesn't matter which way, whatever is comfortable for you. So you are going to slump forward a little bit. So kind of, bad posture. You're not moving your hips. You're not moving your knees. You're not moving your feet. Next, we're going to rotate to our right. As far over as we can get. We want as much rotation. Now we are going to go into lateral flexion. So we're going to bend over as far as we can get. And we're going to rotate, begin our rotation. You are squeezing your glutes as hard as you can right here. That's going to prevent your hips from moving. Squeeze those glutes. We are going to rotate over to our left side. You want to squeeze out as much rotation as you can get right here. You're going to bring it forward again. And then return to center. Excellent. We're just going to bring it back. We're going to go the other direction. So we are going to rotate to our left. We want as much rotation as we can. We're going to flex, laterally flex over our side. Then we are going to begin our extension and rotation. You are squeezing those glutes. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Good. We do not want movement of the hips as best we can. We are going to laterally flex over to our right side. We're going to get as much rotation as we can out right here. We're going to squeeze it out and we're going to return to center. Excellent. Great job. Let's go ahead and give it a quick shake out. Nice and loose. Our next focus is going to be on our hip flexors and our lateral tissue. Now, I want you to take a big split stance here, but if you're feeling a little wobbly, kind of unstable, because of that back foot, you need a larger base of support. Instead of having your heel up off the ground, you can put your heel onto the ground, and that's going to provide a little bit more stability for you. So let's go back, start with your feet together. We're going to start with our right side first. So big step back with that right foot. Now we're going to focus on doing something called splitting the hips. It's going to help with hip stability. So you are going to drive that front foot into the ground and then that back foot into the ground. So they're opposing directions. That's going to lock the hips in. Now let's put our hands together, fingers crossed. Now we're going to reach up overhead. Now before we move, let's take a big breath. Now we're going to push our right hip out first, and then we're going to bring our arms out over to our left side. So if we're going in opposing directions here, those feet are split. You're pushing your feet in opposite directions. You are pulling your arms up over your head. You are breathing. You are not holding your breath. Let's return to center. So now we're going to go down toward the ground. So keeping your biceps with your ears, we are going to slowly round down towards our knee. You can put your hands or feet, your feet are already on the ground. You can put your hands or your fingers on the ground for some added stability. So the goal here is we want to get our forehead to our knee. You may not be there right now, and that's okay, but that is the goal that we eventually want to get to. So as we come up, we want to go nice and slow. We are going to keep our chin tucked to our chest. Our head is the last thing that comes up. Excellent. Start with our feet together. Again. Now we're going to do the opposite side. So big step back with that left foot. Good. And we are doing the split stance again. So you're driving your front leg forward and that back leg backward. It's going to lock those hips in. Let's put our hands together. We are going to reach up over our head, pulling those arms away from us. We are breathing. And we are going to start by pushing our left hip out first and bringing those arms up over our right side. So we're pulling our arms away from us. Make sure those biceps are squeezing the ears. We're breathing, holding the breath, pushing that hip out, bringing those arms up and over. Keep breathing. Keep pushing the feet, splitting the hips. Big exhale. Let's get ready to return to center. Excellent. So now we're going to round down again. Chin moves first. Let's round down slow and with control. Again, you can place your fingers on the ground or your hands for some support. Now our goal here is to get our forehead to our knee. We may not be there right now, and that's okay. But breathe, hold your breath, be loose. Now as we get ready to round back up, remember, let's make sure we're trying to go vertebra by vertebra, one at a time, starting from the lumbar spine. So our biceps are with our ears. We are slowly coming up with control. And our chin is the last thing that rises, or our head, I should say. Chin last. Breathe out. Excellent. Let's return to center. Return to start. Now that we are all warmed up, we are going to put together a little flow sequence here. We're going to start with feet together. Take a nice wide stance, as wide as comfortable for you. Kind of do some side lunges here. Just getting a nice comfortable stance. We're going to start with what is called triangle posture. So we are going to bring our arms up parallel to the ground. You are going to turn your right foot 45 degrees to the outside. Remember, we are breathing. We're going to rock that left hip in towards the right. That's going to lock our hips in place. We're going to drive our right knee back behind us. Now let's take a few lunges here, straight ahead, right in front of us. A few lunges, two, do one more here. Now our arms are going to move first. So we're moving our right elbow towards our right knee. Arms move first, and then your torso. We are reaching in opposing directions. So we are reaching our right fingers towards the inside of our big toe and middle toe, and we are reaching that left arm way out toward the sky. We are pulling our arms away from each other. Now, if you feel like you want to add in some cervical spine rotation, you can. This feels really good in the neck. You're looking up toward the sky, looking down toward the ground. You're breathing. You're keeping your left hip rocked in line with your right hip. Keep breathing, pulling those arms in opposing directions. So now we're going to get ready. We are going to go the opposite way. So we're going to lunge, lateral lunge to our left. We are going to reach that left hand out in front of our hips and our right arm above our head. So we are pulling ourselves in both directions. We're going to add in some cervical spine rotation. As we come out of this, we're going to go back to like we're going to triangle, but we are going to bring our left arm down toward the ground and place our left hand in line with our right foot. We are going to bring our right arm up toward our face in a guard position. So we are splitting our legs away from each other. We are pushing that left arm into the ground. Now we're going to reach up toward the sky, work on our thoracic spine mobility. So we are reaching toward the sky. We are pushing ourselves away from the ground. Add in some cervical spine rotation. We're breathing. And we're going to get ready. We are going to bring our right arm through just behind that left elbow. You are going to reach for the wall or whatever you are reaching towards. You are reaching so hard that you are going to touch it. You are breathing. Let's get ready to return to triangle position. So our right hand comes in front of the right ankle. Left arm up high. Let's push up out of this. Turn to center. Excellent job. Now we're going to get ready. We're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So nice wide stance. You're going to rotate that left foot out 45 degrees. You're going to rock that right hip in line with that left hip. Excellent. Let's bring the arms up parallel to the ground. So remember, the arms move first. We're going to lunge into position. Hold. Left elbow to the inside of left knee. We are reaching for our toes with our left fingers. We're trying to get between our big toe and our second toe. And we are pulling our right arm away from us. We are reaching up towards the sky. We can add in some cervical spine rotation if you want. And we're going to get ready to go in the opposing direction. So we're going to take a big breath in here. Big exhale. Keep reaching. Big breath in. Big exhale. Let's get ready to lateral lunge to our right. Now our right arm is coming in front of our hips and our left arm is reaching above our head. Now notice that this may feel different than the other side. And that's normal. That's because all of our movement patterns are different from everybody else, so things are going to feel different on each side. Remember to breathe. Now we're going to get ready to go down and bring our right arm toward the ground. So we're going to place our right hand in line with our left foot. We are splitting our legs, splitting our hips, so we're driving our feet away from each other. Let's bring that left arm into guard position. We're going to get ready and reach up toward the sky. This is going to work on our thoracic spine mobility. You can add in some C-spine rotation here if you want. Now remember, you are pushing up out of the ground with that right arm. You are pushing yourself away from the ground as you reach toward the sky. Just go ahead and bring it through. Bring that right arm or left arm on the inside of the right elbow. You are reaching toward whatever you are looking at. You want to touch it. You are reaching. Let's go ahead and reach back up toward the sky. Still driving up out of that ground. Let's get ready to return to triangle posture and come up out the way that we came. So breathe in. Big exhale. Excellent job. Let's get ready to move into our next posture. We're going to work on our deep squat. So scoot those feet in together and let's drop it to the floor. Get as low as you can get comfortably. You don't have to squat like me. You may squat better than me, and that's great, but your squat doesn't have to look like mine. If your heels are coming up off the ground, you're squatting too far. Just get to your comfortable squat range of motion. If you're only going down halfway, maybe you're putting your hands on your knees. Let's put our hands together. Now we're going to work on thoracic spine mobility. So with your right hand, you're going to grab the outside of your left ankle. Adjust how you need to. So you are pulling your right shoulder towards your left ankle, creating tension as you reach up toward the sky with your left arm. So now we're going to reach with our left arm, grab the right ankle. So you are pulling your left shoulder towards your right ankle as you reach up toward the sky. You want the back of your right hand to come as far as you can. Now let's switch sides again. So right shoulder is being pulled towards the left ankle, reaching up toward the sky as far back as we possibly can. Breathe. You're not holding your breath. Let's pull through. So left arm is grabbing, or left hand is grabbing the right ankle. Let's reach up toward the sky. Excellent. Next, we are going to scoot our feet closer together. So clear the brush out of your way. If you're doing this outside, scoot those feet in. Let's check in and see how we feel. We're going to get ready to grab the backs of our ankles with our hands. So you're going to reach back, and as you do this, you are going to drive your glutes up toward the sky. Now your legs do not have to be straight. You're probably going to feel a pretty big stretch here in the hamstrings. So you're only going to straighten your legs as much as you can today. You are grabbing the backs of your ankles and you are pulling down toward the ground. Make sure you're breathing. If you just want to let loose and hang here, that's also a great option. Just let gravity help put some space in between your vertebrae. We can fold our arms, do some gentle rocks, side to side. Just whatever feels good right here. Just shake it out a little bit. Keep rocking side to side. You're going to reach back for your ankles again, so you're pulling down toward the ground, pushing your glutes up toward the sky, and let's shake our head yes. No, not our head yes. Let's shake our head no. Whatever feels comfortable for you. So we are going to get ready to get out of this. So we are going to sit back down toward the ground, release our ankles, reach our arms out in front of us, cross the fingers, index fingers pointed, bring your biceps up to your ears, and breathe in as you stand up. Chin is the last thing that comes away from the chest. Let's acknowledge our practice, thank ourselves for putting in the work today. Let's set our intentions. Thank you for moving with me today. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in our next movement video. Take care. Have an awesome day.